Witnesses testifying against a Montana man accused of shooting and killing a German exchange student in that man's garage. Marcus Karma says he feared for his own safety when he fired 4 shots at the teenager in April. But Karma's neighbors say he and his girlfriend baited the teen into that garage after they'd been burglarized several times. Joining me now, criminal defense attorney Rebecca LeGrand and former prosecutor and defense attorney Ryan Silver. Good to see you both.
Good morning.
All right, I want to start, Rebecca, by asking you about this testimony from a neighbor who said that they were very upset that there had been some burglaries and crimes in the area, and that they had apparently sounded off on someone, that they said, if you try to come back here, we're going to hurt you. And then the neighbor asked, do you really think somebody's going to come back knowing how upset you are? She claims that the woman in the house said, yeah, we know they're coming back because we're going to bait them. How much weight do you think the jury will give that testimony?
You know, they're hearing from multiple witnesses who have said things like that, who heard the homeowners say things about wanting to go after the folks who'd broken into their home in the past. So I think that may be credible, but ultimately the defense's job will be to try and undercut the credibility of the neighbors and of other folks who say that there was a plan to bait folks here.
Rebecca, we've talked about the fact that Montana actually broadened the protections under this law about 5 years ago, giving the homeowners even more protection if they move forward and believe that they were threatened. There are exceptions to the law, of course. How much of a burden is on prosecutors at this point to prove that this guy, acted in contravention of that law, even though it's been broadened in recent years, that he doesn't meet the qualifications for protection here?
You know, the law has been broadened recently, but as Brian pointed out, it is not a license to shoot at will. There are bad facts for the defense here. So the prosecution has to show that they were not in fear of a violent felony happening in their home or of an assault on their person. The prosecution has to show that they were not scared of those things. But as Brian said, if the jury believes that all they were worried about was stealing a purse or a property crime like that, then the jury's going to be instructed that they should find in favor of the prosecution and convict the homeowner.
Rebecca, how much does it factor into you that at one point the live-in girlfriend, who it sounds like she's actually the one who said afterwards, don't worry about the burglaries anymore, the person's been taken care of, but how much does it matter that at one point she was testifying that certain things were said and done that wouldn't have been good for her boyfriend, and has now since changed her testimony now that we're at trial?
Sure. Jurors never like to hear about changes in a witness's testimony. It's going to undercut her credibility. But fundamentally, what the defense has to try to do here to avoid a conviction is to get the jury to sympathize with them, with the homeowners, and to think they really were scared and in fear of their life or their safety, and not just in fear of a couple kids stealing things out of their garage. And that may be a hard sell given the facts here.
Thank you for lending us your legal expertise today. We'll see what happens.
Thank you.